Right then, this is a quick walk-around video, and I do apologise for two things. One, it's rather windy today. Two, the sun's coming in and out, which makes the videos horrible, unfortunately. But I have to do them when I can, and it's a shame because this is such a wonderful car. Little Honda CRZ, this is the sport version, but packed with options. It's got the exterior styling pack, the dynamic pack, which I think is the plus, but I never know. Also got the optional red leather interior, high levels, the spoiler, sorry, on the back, and the Electra 17-inch alloys. Covered just 44,000 miles from new, and one private owner. It is an absolute one-off. I'm going to go around the car. 2011, as you can see, lovely and clean. Front of the car is really nice. Lenses are nice and clear. Bonnet, very, very good indeed. Any stone chips are very minor. Near side of the car, lovely and smooth in the panels. What fantastic lines this car's got. It definitely, in terms of sort of future classic status, this has got all the hallmarks of what should be on any sort of future classic car. It's just the rarity and the desirability. But it is simply stunning. So I do apologise again for the bright sun. On the back, very, very clean and tidy. Always looks so much nicer. In fact, just that tiny little lip spoiler just completely changes the stance of the car. With the additional bits, it is just stunning. Offside, again, really clean in the panels. Wonderful example, this one. They're always going to be, you know, when you're looking at a 13-year-old car, you know, it's not new, but I have to say that's been kept simply beautifully. Coming to the boot of the car, really good sized boots, even with the rear seats up. I mentioned rear seats, they have seats in basically just name only, because that's the legroom you get, which is none at all. Best thing to do, just use the catch, drop it down, and you end up with a two-seater car with an enormous boot. And to think of it as a four-seater car is stretching it. Coming inside now, this absolutely gorgeous red leather interior. Looks stunning in the car. Front of the passenger side, again, all very nice. The lower is generally good. Driver's seat, you always get a bit of bolster wear as you're sliding in and out, but in all honesty, for a car this age, that's in super condition. Inside the car now, as always, I have the engine running for this section. What a simply gorgeous interior this is, and it's been kept really, really nicely. It's come up to the main dashboard binnacle for you, and that's, as I say, it's almost arcade-like, and its graphics look stunning. That's the view you get when you're in Econ and normal mode. Just press the sport button, you can see suddenly you've got a red sort of halo round in the middle there, that ring. Just looks absolutely stunning. So I hope you can pan down there. You can see 44,493 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack and locking and nut key, all in present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CRZ Sport, registered MJ11TLJ. Mileage at the start of the road test video is 44,493 miles. The reason for all of these videos, and especially this part, is to make sure you see the car that we're advertising actually in operation. It's simply because we get quite frustrated ourselves when we go to see cars which are advertised as being in, you know, they drive well, and they need to get there and find out there's an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. So that's why we do this section of the video. The road test is also done on these very quiet country roads, this lovely part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, it will be, you know, reflective of kind of what you'd feel yourself should you go on a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, you know, I am going to have to kind of rein in my enthusiasm for lots of reasons for this car. Not only the way it's been kept and the ownership, but also the fact that I have an absolute passion for these things. But it'll be a, you know, I won't hold back if there's anything wrong. You get to know about it, not that we're expecting anything, of course, we've already driven it. So coming to the car, twist the key, press the start button, it whirs silently into life, and with no starter motor as such. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine is in operation. These are what's referred to as a self-charging hybrid. So basically, you're going to drive, own and run the car like any normal petrol car. So all you're going to do, you're going to run low on fuel, you're going to stand at a petrol pump for 2 or 3 minutes and you'll be on your way again, and that's it. The hybrid system looks after itself. When you hit the brake pedal, back off the throttle, it puts power back into the battery, so you never run out, you're never left sort of stranded by the side of the road. But that's only half the story. It's just a lovely setup. You're not even aware of the hybrid. It's just giving you extra oomph and extra economy. You're given 3 settings, little buttons nicely mounted on the side of the dash here: Econ, Normal and Sport. And as I always say to people, when I had my very first CRZ, loved the car, but I didn't rush to go and get another one. And the only reason for that was basically I was trying to match Honda's claims of 60 plus to the gallon the whole time. So I drove everywhere in Econ, dribbled along on the throttle as like a little old lady driving a car. No disrespect to little old ladies. But it just killed the joy in the car, because the rest of the car is just so engaging. My second one, I pressed Sport and just transforms the car. The throttle response, everything about it is just in keeping with the personality, the character of the car. Because driving along now, it's in normal mode. I do use it Econ mode on when I have had them, but purely really if I'm just doing town driving. Normal most of the time, you just leave it in that. But if you press Sport, immediately you can feel a discernible difference in the throttle response, and it's wonderful. What's also lovely is when you put your foot down, got that lovely hard-edged induction noise from the car, but never uncouth, just typical Honda 4-cylinder. God, they're just brilliant engines. It's a fantastic system, it really is. And what you lose in fuel economy in sport mode is, in my opinion, more than made up for in kind of the fun factor. But as I said, each to their own with that. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch is perfect, light, smooth, well modulated. And then it moves on to one of the best manual gearboxes you will ever use. It starts with the shaping of the gear lever, funnily enough, leather and feel, it's all part leather on there. So your hand kind of wraps around in a claw-like as you should grip the gear knob. But the actual change quality, it's so short, it's quick, it's got a lovely engagement, it's absolute perfection, really is. And I can only think of a couple of Honda boxes better than that, and they're the only ones that I know of that are better that I've ever used. And that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new, by the way. And then we move on to steering and chassis, and it just kind of gets better and better. I have said numerous times, the CRZ to me has the feel of something that I've always loved, which is kind of 80s, 90s hot hatches, when they were absolutely at their peak, in my opinion. Because most hot hatches now weigh, a ton and a quarter, if not more, and they can't hide that weight. This, like the aforementioned, just feels lovely and light on its feet. It's so keen, but the steering, when you first get in, it's beautifully weighted. It's crisp, it's direct, it's accurate, never ever feels nervous in any way. It's the perfect power steering setup, and it suits the car perfectly, because the car itself, the changes of direction, the handling is absolutely brilliant. But if you don't want to sort of hoof it along and enjoy the chassis and its what it's capable of, it's actually an incredibly comfortable and compliant car. The chassis can do both very well. It's not to say it glides along like a Rolls Royce, it doesn't, but it rides as well as most family hatches these days when you're on the move. And also without any clonks, rattles, anything from underneath. The whole car just feels absolutely as solid as a rock. I'm now driving at the legal limit, so I'm just going to brakes a bit of a shove, but they're really good. Powerful, instant. When I hit the pedal, there's no vibrations coming back through the pedal at all, so all in very, very fine order there. And finally, we come inside, and it's just, and I know it's a personal thing, but I adore the interiors of this car. What I love about it is the fact that there's plenty of space up front, there's no space in the back and the rear seats, so forget those, as I said in the walk-around section. But for two people, it's a lovely cockpit, because it's not only ergonomically very, very, very well laid out, it's comfortable, you've got great visibility, certainly front, less so rear three quarters of course. But the architecture, the layout, the colouring, the material choices make it feel very, very special when you sat inside. You couldn't be in anything other than a CRZ, and all the better for it. But it works. You've got the world's easiest radio to use, climate control and a little pod here. Again, just so easy to use. All the gauges and all the buttons and all the knobs have a lovely high quality feel, as you'll always expect of a Honda. And then you've got this wonderful dash binnacle in front, just the detailing, the labelling, the backlighting. You can see why people keep the cars for a long time, because they are just, there's very few cars you get into in this day and age that make you feel as special as this car does, at this price point as well. But it's a wonderful car, and as I said, I knew I'd get carried away. I have. It doesn't detract from the fact I can find nothing wrong with the car at all. It drives absolutely perfectly.